morning, good evening, everyone, and welcome to number 2 at 12 PS. This 12 FPS, by the way, has been incredibly cursed for a multitude of reasons. But anyway, my name is Kieran. I'm the server's local soundboard. I make funny noises with my mouth. And I'm here today with the wonderful friend.
It's me. I'm Trad or traditional preference, whichever one you prefer. Um, and I'm playing Ultra Brain.
Ultra Brain and their wonderful minion
And
companion.
yeah, minions here too. Um,
Don't discredit your
I,
minion!
I'm not.
Minion! I will
Yeah,
call OSHA on you!
I don't think. I mean, we're aliens. I'm not actually sure we're citizens.
I point at audio. Don't make me sing audio. I'll do it.
All right. Did you say who you were playing?
I didn't. For
Cool.
those of you. This is so good already. This is brilliant. I'm going to
Okay.
be playing Nanny. She is from the game I ran called the Nanny Hunt. You should probably check that out for some context for this. You cannot. But let's just say that in that FPS, not the FPS, in that game, Ultra Brain made some questionable moral decisions. And Nanny has found out about these, and she ain't too happy about it. She's gonna have some words. Um, so I guess the question here would be, also, in case I didn't say it, the title of this FPS is Nanny or Business.
I think you
But
said it.
anyway,
I think we're good on that one. But that's fine. You did it again anyway.
did it
Um,
again, just to reiterate.
yeah.
Anyway, uh, what are Ultra Bane and Vinny doing right now?
Um, I think they're still in Framework Town. Ultra Brain is just kind of putzing around, and Minion is putzing with Ultra Brain. Um, and I think like they're probably like talking or just chatting like we never really did rob that bank. I know it's like back in Toontown, but we could go back. I think we found like the cool thing here or whatever. I don't like I could get killed again. It's like, sir, please don't. This is becoming a trend and I don't really like it. Um just they're just talking.
They're just talking. Okay. I'm gonna roll a quick
Probably like
perception.
yeah, like walking down, the street loitering or
Ooh,
loitering. It's an
okay. You wanna
18.
roll me a perception?
Cool. I think for Ultra Brain, it would be their passive perception. Um,
Yeah.
Minion is probably the one who would like actually be paying attention.
Attention.
Uh,
Yeah.
so perception.
Come on, Minion. Come on, Minion.
Nope.
Minion.
No, that's a
Minion's
7.
distracted. Minion's too concerned with their mixed self
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Minion's just like, please, let's not make a habit of this. Um, I think it's too late. But anyway, uh, so yeah, I'm guessing Nanny like zeroes in with like laser Nanny focus and spots
Uh,
these two immediately.
mhm. Nanny, it has been a week since Nanny has encountered this pair. After everything, there is an FPS I need to poke magic about, but after everything, sorting out the kids and making sure they're all well fed and clothed and that they're not running around with their hoods up. You can keep the cloak. Yeah, y'all can keep the cloaks, but I'm just saying, don't run around with your hoods up because it's gonna be scaring folks, okay? And she's just out getting groceries. Like she's got like a little bag, little like woven bag of like fruits, fresh fruits, and like little treats and things for the kids. Baroccan probably has like a very like a bundle of special kind of twigs, like cinnamon stick kind of things they might want to chew. Lorne has got like Lorne has got nuts, which I know they're an elephant and stuff. Well, they're a loxodon, not an elephant, but she does love nuts. She loves her nuts. And she's just getting little packets of things that she thinks the kids would like. And then she hears this going down the
Yeah,
street.
this
She
conversation.
remembers.
Robbing a bank.
I just feel like we're following Ultra Brain and Minion in the foreground, and then they pass by, and then
Yeah.
as they pass by in the background, it's just Nanny back turned towards them, and then you see her head snap up and slowly to look after them,
Yeah.
and then she takes her basket, shoves it over her shoulder, and starts following afterwards. And she is gonna call out, excuse me. Hang on, let me get my voice for that. Gosh dang it. Darn it. Gosh darn it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Excuse me, Mixer. Could you, I have a few, things I'd like to discuss with you. If you could just slow down for a hot second there.
Um, let me see if Ultra Brain even notices.
Brain,
Um,
please. Ultra Brain, please.
yeah, Ultra Brain notices. Gosh. Um, hmm. Yeah, 'cause he would not pass up this opportunity. Um,
Oh, God. Cool.
um,
Oh, alright.
Ultra Brain, like, turns around. They start, like, he starts walking, like, backwards. He's like, uh, oh, you again. Are you going to punch me in the face again? Because if so, I'd really rather keep my distance here. Just a personal preference of mine. Um, yes.
Cool. Nunny stays confused and tilts her head, shakes her head, and says, "Now I know y'all think that I don't know why you keep saying that I did any sort of assault or harm against you. I did not. All right. So I
You,
just
like,
wanted to have a
super
little
did.
chat with you. Excuse me?
You, like, super did.
I'm pretty sure I did not." Mixer, and I just wanted to have a little chat with you about your, and she moves the basket on her shoulder, just about your, I suppose your attitude, specifically towards the children, and, I just wanted to have a little chat, if that's alright.
Ultra Brain looks like Ultra Brain gets a face. And Minion sort of like get like confused, like wince. Um, uh, yeah, Ultra Brain's like, my attitude. Alright. This should be interesting. Sure, let's walk and talk. I don't know. What do people do when they talk to you about your attitude?
Oh, I know just a perfect little place, and she's gonna clap her hands together, and she's just gonna, like scooch both of her hands forward to both of them and say, "Well, if y'all just come with me, and I can take us to the park, or oh no, there's a very nice little bench down by the riverside, and it has a lovely view. And if you want, we can get ourselves a little coffee, and we can have our little chat. All right?" And she's just gonna try and guide you both towards the riverside.
Minion's like, all right, sure. I mean, Ultra Brain goes, perfect. Let's go to a secondary location with the lady who knocked my block off. Let's do it. This will
I
only
keep
go
telling
well.
you, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not do that. And she's just pushing
They're
along.
walking.
Keep walking. Now, I don't know. The thing is, would you say they would stop for a coffee or a tea? or anything like that, or like a snack.
Yeah. Yeah, Ultra Brain would do that. Um, Ultra Brain's gonna roll a sleight of hand to do a steal. It's an
Or
18.
deception to see a steal.
Yeah. 9.
Oh, imagine Nanny is just turned towards Minion, and then she goes, oh goodness, I don't know. Do you like a tea or coffee? I mean, you are obviously, and she kind of gestures around her own face. I mean, I know you're submerged in water already, sweetie, but if you wanted like a tea or coffee, or something for just to snack on, I'd be more than happy to get you something.
Oh, that's really sweet. Well, water, beverages, and I don't really mix. And then Minion's just kind of like swaying side to side in their bowl as they talk, and he's like, don't really mix. But I appreciate the offer.
And Nanny's just gonna give Minion a little smile and reach out and pat them on the shoulder and say, "Oh, that's all right. Oh, that's all right, sweetie. Well, maybe liquids are no go, but would you like a snack or some such? I got a
Uh,
lot of things in here for the kids. I can just give you one of these." And she's gonna like rummage in her little basket and say, "So, what would you like? Would you like an apple jack or a little snack, or oh, I've got some fruit gummies. I got some cinnamon sticks in here too. If there's anything you want to chew on."
um, I'll try a cinnamon stick actually. And
She's
meanwhile, Ultra Brain is just like, yeah. It's like,
Ultra Brain is busy just reaching onto the counter and just hammer space, hammer space. Or I don't know if would C be bold enough to just not even bother putting it away and just stacking things on top of each other and walking around with it.
oh no, Xy's like sleight of handing like a coffee cup just like straight out of someone's hand. And then like nicks a scone, like nicks a couple scones from the display.
Oh,
Um,
excellent.
like like little pastries. And yeah, like tucks a couple away for later, but is just straight, yeah, just is just now standing by Nanny and Minion with a scone and like a warm beverage of some sort. Um,
Excellent. Well, she's not paying attention to Ultra Brain at the moment. She's rummaging around in her basket and she pulls out a cinnamon stick and she holds it out and says, "Now I don't know. Would you rather I pop this in there, or do you just wanna?" And she just kind of holds it out, and cocks her head to the side, like, How do you want to do this?"
oh, I'm good. And Minion plucks it out of her hand, and I haven't actually decided how this works yet. I'll
To
say
see if they like it or not, then it will probably be like a con check, or is it because they're a dome?
uh a dome. I think for now I'll say Minion sticks it like a slot appears in their armor, their suit, and then it shows up in their dome, and they just sort of stick it in their mouth and munch on it a little bit.
Nice. As you do that, you're gonna see Nanny just smile and you say, "Well, I hope that's your liking, sweetie. If you don't like that, that's fine. I'll see if I've got any other snacks for you. I've got quite a few in here." She pats her basket, looks over towards Ultraman and says, "Oh, you've gotten yourself quite a little bit there, haven't you, mister? Well, if y'all have got your little bits, I suppose I'll just go get myself a real quick tea and then we'll be on our way." And, unless Ultra Brain does or says anything, and she's just gonna go up to the counter and order a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ultra Brain's
Okay.
just like leaning up against something. There's probably like you see in the background or like the other scene like the person he stole the beverage from like looking around, just like looking under the table. Just, yeah, no remorse.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Would Ultra Brain go over to that person and say, "I think that guy," and there's another person at another table who has the same cup
Oh
that
my
Ultra Brain has.
gosh.
"I think that guy stole your coffee. Will Ultra
Mm,
Brain do this?
I'm trying to figure out, like, are they amused enough by the fact that this lady has showed up and is going to talk about her attitude? Because, like, Z's not going to be able to sit around and watch any ensuing fight. I think, like, under
No,
any
they
other
probably leave just as the
circumstances,
fight breaks out.
yeah, I think under, like, any other circumstances, Z would. But just the concept that, like, just the fact that this lady is just like, I want to talk to you about your attitude, and Ultraverse just like, this is going to be great. Like, Z doesn't need any more entertainment. This has just made your entire week, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Okay, alright. So, there's no incident with the coffee house. Luckily, we get our pastries, we get our tea, and then Nanny exits the shop, presumably the other two in tow, and just says, well, let's make our way down there then, and, follow me. And this is where survival comes in.
That's a nat one! Okay, did they say... Nanny said there's like a bench down by the river, right? Is that where they're going?
Yep.
I
Yep.
think. Could I suggest they end up on like top of a building, just inexplicably?
It's just like a scene blur cut, and then it's like, and then they're just,
Like on a
it's just like a
roof.
dramatic.
Yeah,
They're on a rooftop. They're on a rooftop in the middle of like, can it be on the museum? They're just on a museum rooftop.
that's great.
And
It's like a really like inhospitable. It's like one of like the dome rooftops.
should we roll something to see if we keep our balance?
I think there's enough. I think there's like, you know, the edge of like the dome rooftop where it like
Yeah.
goes out a little bit. I think they're standing on there and just like looking
Just got like a
down,
little
like a
guardrail
little
that goes
ledge.
around. There's like just enough one for one person to stand
Yeah,
abreast in this thing.
yeah. And Ultra Brain's like looking down at the crowds and
Nanny's just gonna um, just gonna. Oh dear, I don't know. I don't understand how he ended up here, but well, I suppose you can still see the river. And she points out, yeah, you can see the river. Kind of, it's far out. It's quite far out. It is definitely in the opposite direction of where you walked. But you can
I'm
see the
pretty
river.
sure you like fucking crit failed.
Excuse me. She turns towards she turns towards Ultraveil and just furrows her brows. That first of all, I don't appreciate that sort of language. I understand personal liberties. Of course, you can swear. I'm not going to stop you, but first of all, I don't understand what you mean by a crit fail, sweetie. I don't understand what you're saying.
Don't worry about
She
it.
just looking at she is not a fourth wall breaker.
Yeah,
She hits the walls.
yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm more interested in what you have to say about my attitude. Let's go. And Ultra Brain,
Um,
like, um, are we doing this here, or are you going to try and do that again?
Uh, she's gonna furrow her brows at Ultra Brain and cock her head and just, well, I did plan on, having the chat up. Well, if you want to go down to the river, we can go down there, but, well, we're already up here and you can still see the river from here and you can even see the boathouse. So, but anyhow, you're right. I did want to talk to you. And she just kind of looks down. She's kind of placed the basket on the floor
Uh
for the
huh.
food. Just to keep it out of the way. And she's got both of her little mitt hands around the takeaway mug, and she's just looking down at it, rubbing one of her thumbs against it, and she's gonna look out. She's not gonna look at Ultra Brain. She's
Mm-hmm.
gonna look out at the view, and well, first of all,
I just want to say, like, Ultra Brain just says, this seems like a terrible idea. We're like, like, at least we're so high up. Let's do it. And Z like sits down and like crosses your legs and just like, yeah, we're doing this here. Okay, perfect.
Um, I'm gonna roll something for Nanny.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Minion's still
where
standing. Uh, they're just kind of sitting, like standing, staring out a little contemplatively. Just like, oh, it's a nice view. Munching on the cinnamon stick absently.
Nice. Nanny's gonna look out of the view, and then she's gonna look down, see Ultra Brain is sat down, and then she's gonna shift a little from side to side, and then she's just gonna, well, I suppose you are right. It might actually be a little safer to sit down. She just poof, flops back down, crisscross, and kind of looks at Ultra Brain and says, also, I don't want to, I don't want to be standing over you for this. I'd like to talk face to face, as people instead of, one person up higher and lower. We're both on equal ground here. She just does like a little, you know how you put your hands further and closer away to yourself to indicate distance? She does that.
Mm-hmm.
And she just again she puts the takeaway mug in her lap, one hand, and then she takes her other hand and starts to gesticulate. Well, first of all, I think the main and biggest issue I had was do you remember Baroccan? Uh, my little Baroccan. Do you remember them?
Uh, I'm going to roll to see if Ultra Brain remembers,
Okay.
knows, ever remembered the name. 5. Ultra Brain just, gives her the blankest look.
She just looks at them and just, all right, well, I suppose it I suppose it makes sense. You only did meet them once, and sometimes it can be a little, it can be a little hot-headed and forget to introduce themselves. And she leans back. Baralkin, now Baralkin didn't. I want to be clear. Baralkin didn't snitch on you to me. All right, I noticed this, and I approached them, but they told me that whilst you were trying to get honestly, they broke into a museum and they broke window on property. I just hope. Oh goodness. Anyhow, you and a few others jumped out of a museum window, and you had the police after you. And well, Baroccan told me that you did something very not okay to get away from them. And do you remember what you did?
I still have literally no idea who you're talking about.
She just. I'm gonna roll again. Okay. You can see that her face just twitches a little bit. As you say that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the the child whose arm you grabbed, and then you proceeded to remove a piece of their arm and throw it at the police to escape. Don't
Oh,
remember
the
doing
little
this?
firebug! Yeah, he lit me on fire once.
Oh, are you all right? And she does immediately switch to concern and starts looking you over. Roll a
Um,
medicine.
oh my gosh!
It's an
8! Um, with
She
it,
doesn't know
you don't
anything's
know.
wrong with you.
I think you look, I think what it is, like, you try to look Ultra Brain over. Does Nanny know anything about, alien tunes as a
No,
concept?
absolutely not.
You are pretty sure that this person is a tune. Um, you have, but you're, that's it. That's about it. That's a nat 1. You're
It's
like,
beautiful.
you're not entire, this is probably a tune.
And
They
I
might not even be real. You are not sure. You have never anything like this ever.
oh gosh. Do you want to roll me a quick Insight. I'm gonna roll deception.
Sure.
Oh gosh, her rolls are getting worse and worse. I love it.
Uh, that's it. Let me
Don't see
see.
it.
Minions insight.
Do you see it, buddy? Do you see?
No.
No. I
They
hope you
both
see
roll.
it. For the audience's
Dice
sake, I will
Parser
say
said they both get a 6 with different modifiers.
no one rolls high today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say for the audience, Nanny has just been like flicking her eyes up to Ultra Brain's head and then away. She thinks there might be because it might be just a toon thing. Maybe it is just your design, but also that is a very that is. She's never seen anyone with quite that large of a head. Is there like it's rude to stare, and she doesn't want to stare, and she doesn't want to bring it up, and she doesn't want to be rude. Look, is that okay? But she's not gonna bring it up because she's trying to be
Trying to be
considerate.
polite. Are you are you like deformed? Yeah.
She
You
rolled a nat one, Trad. She's
yeah,
gonna
she rolled
assume
a
the
nat
worst.
1. Like you are more confused than you don't know.
Just don't know.
You just
Don't
don't
know.
know. You try and look more and there's more questions. There's more
The
questions than
deeper she looks,
answers.
the more questions arise.
Yeah.
She's just gonna stop looking, I think.
Yeah.
She's just gonna like shake her head, look away, and just gonna sigh and say, "Well, to get back on track, anyhow, I am
Oh no,
I'm here
wait,
trying
wait.
to help
Okay,
you."
sorry. Um, Ultra Brain would also Okay, sorry. After Ultra Brains said like, yeah, the kid lit me on fire once, and then Nanny's just like has her midlife crisis. Um, she's like, and like I'm actually pretty like you were the one that wrecked the museum and stuff or whatever. If it was the kids, I would be impressed. But you it could have done better, but yeah, that was actually like you.
Gosh, I'm gonna roll. Uh, I'm gonna roll something. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a few things actually. Right, cool. That's your modifier. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then this one. Oh, you can clearly see she's getting visibly a little more frustrated. She's trying to keep her chill, but
Uh-huh.
she's just, you see her cheek just kind of twitch a little, and she says, "Right, well, I don't know what you're talking about because I have never been in that museum. I believe I believe people when they say I was under some kind of spell, but I would never wreck a museum like that. I would never do that. And I understand that you were running after me, so perhaps, it might have been something else. However, I did not do that. And you're trying to distract from the point, Mixter." And they pointedly point Ultra Brain in the chest and say, "I'm here to talk about what you did to Bronkin. You took a bit of their arm off and you threw it at a dog. You took a piece of a child off of them. You took a piece of a child." And you can see she's getting angrier and angrier, and her finger is wagging. God.
Yeah. She's getting angrier and angrier, and then like whenever she stops, like Ultraman's like, yeah, so and She's like, yeah, and
She, she's just gonna switch from angry to like blink, blink, and lean back, and her brows are furrowed, and she's gonna just like scratch at her shoulder and look at you and say, "What? Now, what do you mean exactly? What you hurt you didn't just hurt a person. You hurt a child. Literally tore a piece of their limb off and threw it at somebody. Do not understand how that's wrong.
Minion, like, Ultra Brain looks at Minion, and Minion looks at Ultra Brain. Um, and there's like a look that passes between them, and Ultra Brain's just like, oh, honey, you don't know. It's just like, oh, she doesn't know. Oh, honey. Ultra Brain looks back, it's like, it's that I believe you've seems to have failed to pick up on something that I honestly thought was very obvious, but since you seem very intent on denying the facts, that's understandable. That's understandable. Little bit of denial goes a long way. Who am I to oh gosh, what's the word? Who am I to deny you your character flaws? And Ultra Brain's like gesturing with the scone. And it's just like, you see, Miss, Nani, whatever. I am evil.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll another thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. She stares and blinks at you, and then you see her mouth just kind of twitch, and you hear it. And she just sort of leans back and starts to. Oh, sweetie! And she just sort of leans back and it's just. Oh, goodness gracious me! Oh dear! And I'm gonna roll Hammer's face. She reaches underneath, like the strap, like a shoulder of her dress, and she pulls out a handkerchief, and she just taps at her eyes. And she's like, "Oh goodness, oh dear, oh dear, oh you poor little thing, you think you're evil?" And she just kind of looks at you with a very soft expression on her face. "Oh no, I mean what you did was wrong, but you can always make amends for that. You're not." "Oh, sweetheart, you're not evil." And she reaches over and pats up the brain on the knee and smiles.
Ultra Brain is just like blinking. It's like, I know I'm evil. I actually put a lot of effort into it. It's very well practiced by this point. What?
Well, you can practice it as much as you want. That don't mean it. You can. Sometimes people do evil things, but that don't make you evil, alright, sweetheart? And she's just, you see the very soft expression on her face. She looks at you and says, "Now, I don't know what crimes you've committed in the past. Obviously, I know that you hurt one of my kids, which I'm not okay with." And with every I'm not okay with, she just tap, 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 taps on Ultraman's knee. "However, I am more than happy for you to try and make amends with Baralkin. And that, honestly, Baralkin can be a little bit of a spitfire, I understand. However, I think it would be really good for you and good for them if you, just apologize, took them, showed them that you were genuine, and you can repair that. She just pats Ultraman's knee every so often.
Ultra Brain is like, Ultra Brain was like first like looking at Minion like, can you believe this shit? And then like is now like giving that same look to like every like to like just staring at like Nanny patting her knee, and it's just like, no, I'm like evil as like a career choice. I'm like literally a supervillain.
Should I roll history for this?
I mean,
Think.
I don't think, like, just based on what you said about Nanny, I don't know that she would have heard of like Metro
Yeah.
Urban within the last decade. Um but maybe to like roll to know what a supervillain is or a villain in general.
mean, she does know what a villain is. I will
Okay.
say that. But super villain? That's an
Roll to
11.
connect the dots.
Um, she is very absent-mindedly just patting you on the knee. Actually, she's not patting you at the moment. She's just like sort of rubbing her knee, rubbing your Zenny backwards and forwards with her hand. She's just absently looking over the view and having a quick sip of her tea and just there's a thinking look on her face. She's like, super villain is a job. So you you go around and you do bad things and you get paid for it. So you have you have a some kind of employer or somebody that's paying you to do this? Cause I mean, no, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do this. You can do other things. There's a whole world of other things out there for you to do.
Please, sweetheart, I am a luxury few can afford. No, if anything, I'd probably say I'm self-employed. Um, I'm on a bit of a jaunt right now, I guess you could say. Something like a sabbatical, except more evil. What's an evil sabbatical? I don't know. But no, you do not seem to understand. Um, I want to be evil.
She just roll me an insight real quick. Oh, oh, oh.
Minion rolls a nat 1. Ultra Brain rolls a flat 0.
I'm I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying. You're evil morons. So much. You get nothing. You get
Nothing.
nothing from Nanny. Nothing.
Mhm.
And she
I think
she
Ultra Brain
happens to
doesn't care, and Minion is just like, you. Like, Minion's just like, how has this lady not picked it up already?
well, I'm gonna say, Nanny, seeing that these two seem to not quite be getting what she's trying to say, she just, all right, well, we can talk about this later on. That's fine. She finishes patting Ultra Brain's knee and takes her
Sure we
hand away
will.
and takes a sip of tea and continues on saying, well, the issue with Baralkin was the biggest one, which again, I'll apologize and move on with that. I'm sure we'll work something out. And now the second issue I have mostly, do you remember a little fella named Foggy? They're a little gnome.
The bitey one?
Oh, he bit you? Oh, goodness sake, Foggy. I've been trying to get them to not stop biting people. They do that sometimes. I
It's a great
apologize.
habit. It's a great habit. Full
Oh, it is
support.
not. It's a terrible habit. Unless they're being attacked, it's a terrible habit. If they're being attacked, they can do whatever the heck they need to do to get out of that situation. However, if they're just biting people for no good reason, well, I just don't approve of that, and I tell them that's not a good thing to do. But anyhow, I am here because apparently the reaction they had, well, the reason I suppose they bit you, now with this context, I realize why, is probably because you took one of their knives. And I just would like, if you would return that so I can give that back to Foggy, that would be wonderful.
It's my knife now. They stabbed me with it. That's mine. That's the rules. You stab me
Uh,
with a knife, I'm keeping it.
You see,
If you
once
took your
again.
hand, yeah, well, Nanny's having, like, Ultra Brain just keeps talking, like, you take your hand off the handle, and it is in me, it's mine. Like, that's, I do not understand what's so hard to understand about that.
I'm gonna roll an int check. I'm gonna roll an int check for Nanny. Can you put this together? She just leans back, looks a little confused, and she's like, "Well, I don't understand why Foggy would have stabbed you on this." And she squints again and peers at you, Ultra Brain. Um, Now I don't want to jump to conclusions or nothing, but
Oh no,
considering
please
what happened
do.
with
This has been great.
Brocken, as I was saying, I don't want to jump to conclusions or nothing, but considering what happened with Brocken, I feel I have to ask: did you at any point try to assault Foggy as well?
I don't remember. I don't think so. Minion, did I do that? Um, Minion's like, no, sir, yeah, you were, otherwise preoccupied. Uh, Minion's like, yeah, so I didn't do that. Should I have? And Minion, like,
Well,
Ultra
reaches
Brain's,
over
like,
and
thoughtful and, like, looks up back at Minion. She's like, should I have?
she Nanny reaches over and smacks the pastry out of Ultra Brain's hand with a no, and the pastry just goes off to
Ah!
the side of the building.
Minion,
What was she working on there?
Ultra Brain, like, completely ignoring her, watches it, ki- like, to see if it hits someone on the head. Does it hit someone on the head?
You too. It does.
Yeah!
You see, you see someone who you probably think is like a worker at the museum, coming out with on their lunch break. They're checking their keys in their pocket, making sure they're waving bye to a coworker, and then it's just slow motion. Hey, what pastry were you eating?
It was probably like a, blackberry scone or something.
Nice. This person, there's like a small, tiny dot of a shadow on their forehead. It slowly expands and gets bigger.
I
And
look
they
up.
only kind of they blink a couple of times because oh hey, there's a shadow over one of their eyes. What? And they look up and squint, and then they get beefed. They get beefed in the face with Blueberry Scone. They just clutch their face and go ah ah as they stumble backwards. And for shits and giggles, they fall down the stairs. Like it's not a tall stairway. It's like only like 4 or 5 steps up to the
Uh-huh.
museum. But they tumble down those backwards and
Bonk,
just
bonk,
so
bonk.
a tea kettle poof onto the ground.
Oh, holy shit. Um, we could make an afternoon out of this. Like,
Um,
Xie says that to Minion, who is also like,
gosh. Nanny's just gonna. Nanny is just gonna stick her head out of the railings and just call down, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are y'all all right?" And you just hear on the floor downstairs. "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'll try and get some
Ultra Brain,
water."
like, yeah. Ultra Brain, like, yanks her back. It's like, first rule of evil, don't, like, no. If they don't know you're here, it's fine. It's
She's
fine.
gonna smack their arm away like, "What you mean first rule? I ain't evil, alright? I'm not an evil person. I need to
You
go help
literally
that
just,
damn
like,
help.
knocked a person down the stairs with a scone.
I didn't
Like, it's a very particular brand. It kind of goes on with the whole, like, the whole nanny thing, whatever you've got going. Like, you got the tea, and you can just, like, you can weaponize scones. We should
I don't
weaponize
want weaponized
scones.
stones. I don't want to be evil. I'm not evil, alright? I'm not evil. You were being real, not very. You were being a little bit of a jerk. So I was upset, and I shouldn't have done that, and I shouldn't have knocked your pastry out. I do apologize for that. And she's gonna reach back into the basket behind her, fumble around, and she's gonna pull out like um she's gonna pull out like a little apple strudel thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna hand it over and say, "I'll replace it for you."
Oh
And
shit.
she sticks her head back down and calls out, "I'm real sorry." And but she looks down and the person's gone. You just see like drag marks going from all of the stairs out and around the corner, and you just see two people grabbing this person by the legs and dragging them along. Oh dear, well, at least I hope they're being taken care of, at least. And she leans back,
We're
takes another sip of her
probably
tea, and
mugging
then
him.
realizes, excuse me?
They're probably just mugging him. It's fine. I mean, like, they already are knocked out.
Fine. It's not okay. Stop saying it's okay. And she slaps the knee, and I'm gonna roll a strength check. Because, oh, huh, okay. No, she doesn't bruise your knee. It's just kind of, you just feel something thumping against your knee. It doesn't hurt at all,
Mm-hmm.
but
ULTRABRAIN are just eating the apple strudel as she's doing this.
and she just shakes her head and says, "Anyhow, we're getting so far off topic. Anyhow," and she claps her hands together. "Anyhow, discussion with the knife and with Foggy. I'm sorry that Foggy stabbed you with a knife. That was incredibly, incredibly wrong, and I will
And
be
bit
talking
me.
with him." And bit you, yes. I will ask them to apologize for that if it was unprompted or unwarranted. Of course, they should not have done that. However, the knife that they, the knife that they did, well, stab you with, that is rather important to them, and I think that if you really do want another knife, I might be able to try and I'll see if there's something else that you could possibly want apart from that.
No, I think I really like this knife.
Gosh.
And ULTRABRAIN, is gonna roll a, hammer space. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. ULTRABRAIN fumbles. Cool.
Wonderful.
Okay. ULTRABRAIN pulls out, like, you don't know what it is. It's like some sort of weird gizmo contraption. It doesn't look like it's working, but it looks very dangerous and very evil. Um, and, like, not very menacing. It's like, this knife. Oh. Oh yeah,
You can
Minion,
feel
we
the
need to
evil
finish
light
this.
coming off of it.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. You also cannot understand it at all. Yeah, Nanny's just. I'm running off of that Nat 1 medicine. I'm just gonna, like,
Yes.
anything, like, it's just. What? It's.
I don't know, anything that is alien,
Yeah.
she will have no idea.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
And ULTRAMAN's like, oh yeah, we need to finish this, and hands it to Minion, who puts it inside like a compartment that like shows like that appears in their torso, which is just ULTRABRAIN's hammer space again. It's like anyway, I really think I like that knife, like specifically.
Gosh. Well, Nanny rolled a 9 for her will save to keep her cool.
Uh-huh.
You can kind of see her eyes are narrowing, and her kid gloves are now. The shadows on her kid gloves have just gotten a slightly darker, where she's clenching her fists.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just. Now, look here. I have been perfectly reasonable about this, and I've wanted to have a chat with you about your attitude. I think I'm starting to see that your attitude is, quite frankly, I think this is going to take a little more than just a nice one-off chat. I think I am going to have to do a couple of visits with you just to make sure that everything goes all right. However, I'm not leaving until you give me that knife.
If the kid likes it so much, he shouldn't have stabbed me with it.
Foggy loves that knife very, very much. And they like using, if you have a favorite weapon to defend yourself with, you use that weapon, wouldn't you? You trust that weapon. You that weapon you use, that's your main weapon. Do you not have a main weapon? When you're fighting, if you're some big, bad, evil person, do you not have a main weapon that you prefer, that you love, that you would rather not have taken away from you?
Well, yes, that's why I put what. That's why it's. I can return it to me. That's why I've got yes. That's yeah.
Well, Foggy don't have that. I don't know what kind of magics or what how or what even the item is that
Returning
bring
weapon.
back
It's
you
an infusion.
fusion. I'm gonna roll an intelligence. See what that is. Well, she kind of furrows her brows and tilts her head and says, I don't quite know what that is, but
Don't worry
anyhow,
about it. Yeah.
unless that's some kind of boomerang or some kind of returny thing, then Foggy don't have that. And none of us have that. So that's it's a very important weapon for them, is what I'm trying to say, and I would like that back, please. And she holds her hand out, thrusts it in front of ULTRABRAIN's face, and just boop boop.
Japan's just. It's a ray gun, actually. Or laser gun, depending on, whatever. Not a boomerang. Who does that? Um. Hmm. Uh. Ultra Brain would not have this pause. I'm having this pause. I'm trying to decide if Ultra Brain is going to continue to be terrible and keep the knife, or if Z thinks it would be funnier to get this lady to go out and buy Xer, like, a knife. Like, you have to replace this with another, like, you have to
Yes.
get another weapon. I mean, it's going to be, like, the most angry weapon I can find in, like, the knife store.
Oh my gosh. Do me a favor. Do you want to roll insight with advantage for both of them?
Yeah,
At the moment?
sure.
Because, for reasons. Wow. Wow. Dice Master says no.
No.
What these rolls?
What are with these rolls? For anyone listening later, that was a 6 and a 2 for Ultra Brain, and a 6 and an 8 for Minion.
They have not rolled a +10 on insight. They've not rolled over a 10 for insight.
No.
Which I suppose is on brand, but still. Gosh.
Yeah.
I expected better of Minion. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Minion is actually trying, but I think they're on, like, the other side of Ultra Brain, and they can't really see Nanny that well, even though they are standing, because it's like sort of around the dome side, and Ultra Brain's in the way.
Ultra Brain and their big brain in the way.
Yeah.
Ultra
Brain might be a pain, but they're not made of glass. You can't see through
not.
them.
Indeed. They're not biolumin. They're not a jellyfish, unfortunately. You cannot.
No.
You cannot.
I think I think Minion does chime in. It's like, it's like, it's a pretty standard rule though. Like, Xer's been enacting it for, like, well over a decade now. But it's pretty straightforward in Inkwell, I think. You get stabbed with a knife, it's your knife. If the other person takes their hand off of it. Like, if you keep a hold of the handle, like, you're still holding the knife. It's like, kind of like chess. Do you know what chess is? Do they play chess? I mean...
Nanny flicks a quick little glare over at Over at Minion. Well,
Mhm.
first of all, yes, I do know what chess is. Thank you. Second of all, I never heard of no rule that says you let go of a knife, it's no longer yours. That knife belongs to Foggy, and I'm telling you once more, real nice now. I'm, I, I'm asking you to give me back that knife. And even with that insight, you can see she's visibly getting riled up. Um,
Uh-huh.
and hey, Trad, remember we're up in a high place.
Yeah.
I know they don't realize this. This is why I made you roll advantage because hey, you're up in a high place. Do you remember the last time you were up in a high place with this woman?
Yeah. No, Ultra Brain is 100% cognizant of this and is like, this is literally the worst idea. We're doing it.
I love Sam. I love
Yeah.
Sam so much.
Yeah. So I think these like I feel like Nanny's kind of like getting into Xerface a little bit. Um and Ultra Brain's just like right back at her and he's like, "Or what? You'll throw me off this roof again?"
I'm not rolling a wisdom for that.
Mhm.
You're going to see her face visibly clench in anger. And she says, "From the last time, I did no such thing." And she jabs them in the chest 3 times. And I'm going to roll. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a sleight of hand. And I'm going to see how high she rolls. And this is going to depend on what happens. It's a 16. I don't think that's going to be high enough. So you said where was Ultra Brain's hammer space?
Ultra Brain's hammer space is kind of wherever it's thematic, but it's mostly like under like the lapels of Xercoat.
Okay. Nanny is just gonna reach her hand where she saw Zen put the knife,
Uh-huh.
and she's gonna try
No,
and get into the hammer space, but with a 16, I don't think that's gonna be high enough.
yeah.
Like, hammer space
Uh,
rolls to get into another hammer space are high
mhm.
for a reason.
Um yeah, so I by lapels I meant like I think that's the right word, but it's like under the tails. There we go. Under the tails.
Yes, but the lapels are like the bit
Yeah, it's
the bit
the
around the
front.
neck, which is why I was like, they're reaching for your neck.
Yeah,
Which would be
no. Um yeah, no, so Nanny tries to like stick her hand like by Ultra Brain's
Oh no!
thigh.
Oh
And Ultra Brain like slaps her hands like, buy me dinner first. Come on. We
no!
can't go straight to third base like this. Where's the foreplay?
She's just gonna blush indignantly and pull her hand away very quickly and say, "Oh, would you stop? I just want that knife back. Goodness gracious!" And she's gonna try and reach for another point and
Uh-huh.
try and snatch it. You can roll to dodge if you want. 14. She's too flustered. She tries to
Ultra
like.
I think Ultra Brain like grabs her little mitt hand this time.
Mm,
And it's just like, if you want it, you're gonna have to take it from me. By
that's what I'm
force.
trying to do. And
You're not doing it very well.
Gosh, she's angry. Gosh, okay, this is how it's gonna go. Hey, you know those like really dramatic spy scenes or action movies where people like roll on top of the rooftops and try to pin each other and get
Uh-huh.
closer and closer and closer to the edge? Hey, do you wanna fucking let's roll a grapple. Let's roll a
Sweet.
grapple. See how this goes.
Is she doing strength or dex? I'm guessing dex because she's a
Um,
freaking monk.
yeah, Dex. It's gonna be Dex. I'm
Cool.
just looking.
Dex context.
Let's go. Gosh damn it, Nanny. Oh! Oh! There's a 13 on both sides!
Yeah. So, I think it goes to you.
I I feel like it's the thing where we each have like a hand pushing at each other's cheeks, and then
Mm-hmm.
she's just trying to reach into their like get around to their hammer space angrily, just kind of trying to claw at them. Meanwhile, Ultra Base just holding a hand against her cheek and cackling. I don't know what Zay would be doing with their other hand. I mean, they do have their apple strudel. Maybe they're taking a bite of that.
I think one hand is like still holding one of the little mitt hands.
Mm.
Um and I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. This is so funny. The apple strudel's probably forgotten by now. It's like on the it's on the it's like on the ledge next to Xer. Um uh and yeah, X's like their other hand's just like up and
Why are you laughing? This ain't funny. Shut up and give me that knife already. And she's just,
this is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, she told
this
me
is
to
not
shut
funny.
up.
This is not funny. There is nothing funny about this. Just give me back that knife. And she's just frantically reaching for the knife. Or at least the hammer's base.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm gonna roll again. And try
She's
and
like, I told you. If you 7.
her hand tries to reach for the lapels and it
Mhm.
slaps down to the apple strudel and she's just pulls back and shouts ugh, and she like wipes, well not wipes, she shakes her hand with the apple strudel and then
Mhm.
she pauses and then she looks at Oshpe and then you see the hand that's against her cheek, you feel something, you feel that cheek twitch under your hand like she's smiling and
Mhm.
you want to actually, I'm gonna roll to hit. I'm gonna roll to hit. She's a monk. That is your. Hmm. Where is your unarmed strike? Unarmed strike or monk weapon melee? See, that's just damage. Where is your damage without a weapon? Because that's not on your DMV sheet, and I don't know why. Um. Actually, I'm gonna try and see this. Let's have a look. Sorry, I haven't played a
You're good.
monk
You're
before,
good.
so I'm just trying to find where her hit bonus is going to be for this. What do I add for a monk? Because it's telling me the damage, but it ain't telling me how much to add. I'm just going to give her +6, because her weapons have the same... It says her weapons have the same type, so... I'm going to give her a
That's
+6 and see how it goes.
4E. 5E.
Well, she's rolled 15. Does that hit?
It does. It beats the armor class by 1.
Wonderful. Hey, Ultra Brain.
Yeah.
You've got a hand in your face. It's taken away very briefly before another hand comes down and just slaps you in. Not slap as in like to hurt, but just like slaps you over the face, like over your mouth and over your cheeks, with apple strudel as this woman is trying to push you down and just trying to roll you into the apple strudel essentially.
Mhm. I think what level is she?
She is. I believe she's level 6.
Okay, I think
Level 5.
okay, 5. Yeah, she should have 1d6 of unarmed strike damage, and you can use your dex as your proficiency.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not trying to injure them.
no,
But if you
roll
want to go
anyway.
ahead,
It doesn't matter. You six,
6 damage. You take
six,
six strudel damage.
6 strudel damage. Perfect. All right, let me. There we go. Oh gosh. 9, 18. 18. Ultra. There we go. Come on. Um. Yeah. If you want that knife, you're gonna have to kill me again.
When you say you're gonna have to kill me, you feel her kind of like feel hand against your face just freeze, and her whole body just freeze for a second.
Mhm.
And then her hand kind of clenches a little against your face and pulls away. She looks you dead in the eye as she pulls away and looks at her hand, looks at your face, and then side eyes Minion, who I presume is just watching all of this, still munching on their cinnamon stick.
Minion's like, by this point, Minion's like leaning back up against the dome with like arms crossed and like one of the legs like propped up. And they're just like, yeah. Yeah.
She's just gonna stop and look at Minion and then look at Ultra Brain, who is just having the time of their pecking life. And
Yeah.
she's just gonna lean back, away, and look at her hand and then look at Ultra Brain's face. She's gonna clench the hand with the strudel and say, I want that knife back. I want that knife back, but I'm not going to kill you. I am not a killer.
You've done
You
it
get
once. You
that
can
back.
do it again. Come on.
I have never done it. I have never hurt you. I have never hit you. Stop accusing me
You
of things that I
literally.
have
Oh my gosh. Minion. Look at it. You literally just hit me right now. I'm down to like 1/3 of my health.
not. That was not a hit. That was. She
It
doesn't
was
recognize.
like, Minion's like, eh. Sorry. Yeah, Minion's just like, eh.
Wasn't a hit. That was. That. I. That wasn't. She just kind of leans back and looks at her hand and looks at Ultra Pain, looks at her hand, and she's just staring like, I didn't. That wasn't. That wasn't a. That wasn't supposed to hurt. That was. That. I didn't even. I didn't. I didn't even touch you that hard. Are you just. You're just a peach? Are you just some kind of strange peach creature? And she's just like looking at her hand, looking back at you, looking at your hand, looking back at you, and she's just, you like, what are you? What are you? She's having lots of thoughts right now.
I'm a super villain. We've already established this.
She looks down at her hand, and her eyes stay down at her hand. I, I don't rightly know what exactly a supervillain all entails, but I'm not. Even if you are a supervillain, I'm not gonna kill you or a knife. It's. I'm
It
not
would be
that kind
really
of.
funny though. Come on,
I don't care.
you were doing
Would not.
so well. You were doing
There is nothing good or funny about this. There ain't nothing good or funny about this. I want that knife back, and I will get that knife back. I'll tell you what, but I ain't killing you. I ain't killing you now. I ain't killing you in the future. I ain't killing you ever for a knife.
Mhm.
I'll just have to. I'll. I'll just have to do. She leans back and takes a deep breath and sighs and says, I'll just have to find a different way. But I ain't killing you. And you, she points her finger at Minion. I thought you and Zan were some kind of like, pals, and you just stand there and let Zan get beaten up. Honestly,
So you admit that you hit me.
I did not say that. She just kind of wins at her word choice, though. She's like,
You literally so did. Minion? It's like Ultra Brain gets like a look, and Minion gets like kind of a fond look. You can roll insight if you want. But yeah, Ultra Brain gets a look, and Minion gets like a fond like. Okay, a 12. Do you wanna do a separate roll for each person, or just a 12 across the board?
I'm gonna do a separate roll for each version because.
Or I'll just give you like a general advantage because like she has experience dealing with petulant children.
12 or 14.
Okay, a 14. Ultra Brain looks like they've suddenly got an idea. And they're getting like kind of excited about something.
Oh no.
And Minion with a 14. You said before that like Minion and Ultra Brain like were pals, right? You were pretty sure they're buddies. And with this look,
Mhm.
like that cements that idea because Minion just looks so like there's happiness, there's a little bit of relief, there's a lot of like fondness in this look that Minion gives Ultra Brain. And Ultra Brain doesn't notice. Ultra Brain is all wrapped up, but Minion's just
Mm.
like, oh, good, you know. This is you know, Minion is very happy to see Ultra Brain like excited, and you know, getting excited about something, planning,
That's
scheming.
on one hand that's adorable. On the other hand, meanwhile, meanwhile, Nanny is just thinking in her head. Oh goodness gracious! I really, really hope they keep away from Foggy and Lonnie. I do not want this. I
Oh
do not want this in
bless.
the future.
No.
She, she's like, oh, that's Foggy and Lonnie look at each other like that sometimes. Oh no. Oh no.
um.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. So Ultra Brain like gets this look and looks up at Minion, and like there's a little like flash of something that passes between, and Ultra Brain's like, "So you won't kill me for the knife, but what are you willing to do?"
she's just gonna. So tempted to have you roll insight again,
Yeah.
but I know what your insight
Let's
rolls are.
see. Let's see what the dice say, and then we can decide if the dice are
They don't pick
valid.
themselves. Oh, it's 12. That's
12?
bad.
Yeah. What are you
Okay.
willing to do for this knife?
Ultra Brain, you see this woman just kind of. She was kind of leaning back on both her hands, and her hands, like her
Mhm.
head, was just kind of. Eyes were darting between you and Minion, and you and Minion, and she's just. You see, there is a look on her face when you say that, like. It's
Mhm.
just. You see, like, a very quick flash of dread, and then it's just such a tired look on her
Mhm.
face. Um, kind of like, oh gosh, this and unfortunately you only got 12, so you don't get higher than that.
Mhm.
But yeah, she just gets a oh gosh, this kind of look on her face. And she slumps forward, braces her elbows on her knees. Puts actually
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna roll a quick intelligence.
While she's okay, and
Right.
while she's doing this, Ultra Brain like leans forward into her space and goes, "What are you willing to do for your children?"
Okay,
As
with
in, as
that.
in, yeah, yeah, as in like, and I'm not like, it's definitely in reference like to the knife, as in like, Ultra Brain
Mm,
is not threatening these children.
okay. I know this.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna have to roll another thing. So the intelligence was to see if she put her strudel hand on her cheek. She does not. She just stops and then wipes that on the floor and then just puts that down and leans one hand on her cheek. But when you say, "What are you going to do for your children?" I am
Mm-hmm.
gonna make.
What are you willing to do for those kids? That's 6.
Oh, you can see her visibly tense up and her eyes widen, and uh, you see a look come across her
Oh
eye again,
bless.
and you see, hey, I don't think you weren't there to see this when she was when this happened, but it's almost her eyes seem to go like slightly glassy, and it's kind of weird. It's like there's cracks almost from her eye, but not quite. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's weird. It's like slight white lines that disappear, and reappear and disappear and reappear in different positions in her eye. It's like a lens that has been placed over her eye, and it just keeps cracking and reforming over and over
Mm-hmm.
again. And
Oh
she
shit!
looks
You should probably get that checked out.
She doesn't seem to be paying attention to that. She just
Yeah.
slowly looks back up at Ultra Brain and says, "You have no idea what I would do for those children. So I'm not gonna say anything because saying anything means more than anyone can possibly conceive. However, if you have something you want that I can get you, I, well, I'll just have to see what I can do. So
My
lay your
fucking
offer
god.
down and let me know.
Oh my fucking god, let's go. Let's rob a bank!
Jesus. Blink, blink. He's back. She's just like...
ULTRABRAIN, like, jumps up and is talking with minions. Like, I know the one we planned for was back in, Toontown, but there's gotta be one here, right? Like, they're all, like, you know, copy-paste, budget cuts, whatever. It should work. Like, it should work the same. And it's like, I mean, like, we're ready for it. I mean, we can, you know, we've got, you know, we've got everything, I'm good to go. Um, uh,
Nanny, whilst this talking is happening, she's gonna like, well, now hold on, and she's gonna like quickly reach behind her for the bar seat again, step up her shoulder and
yeah.
say, well, now hold on. I think you're rushing into things a little bit. First of all, and second of all, what do you mean rob a bank? Okay, if you need money, I can try and scrounge up the money. I'll find that way somehow. But if you want money, I can get you money. But robbing a
I
bank,
don't want money.
rob a bank?
I don't want money. I want you to rob a bank with me.
Why? What's that gonna do for you?
It.
What have I got to offer to help you rob a bank?
You have a really good right hook.
Your right hook, her right hand just clenches, and then unclenches.
Also, also, you are hilarious.
I'm glad you think I'm so entertaining. She just rubs her forehead. Just, you want me to rob a bank with you, and you'll give back the knife? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. If you want the knife, you'll have to rob a bank with me.
God. Fucking ultimatum. She's just... She puts one hand, a clenched fist, up to her mouth, and just... I will say, the minute you said rob a bank, like, the lens glassy look over her eye just pops away.
Yeah.
It's just...
Good.
Alright. Okay, so... in a bank.
Yeah.
I
It's really
think that
straightforward. It's like child's play. You work with children,
Okay.
right? It should be a piece of cake.
Yes, I work with children. I work with children. I don't work with bank robberies. I don't... She's just...
Well, you're about to.
She's just like, can I have like a day or two to at least think about this? Or...
Nope. Right now. You want to, you want the gun? No, sorry, not the gun. You want the knife? You rob a bank. One time only offer. We're doing it tonight.
She's just... Tonight... Oh, goodness gracious. Tonight, she's just kind of... She looks over towards the boathouse, and she looks back at you and over the boathouse, and she just bites her lip and is just like... Oh, I don't know if anyone's there to watch the kids, and even then, I've not agreed to anything yet, mind you.
They watched themselves, like, pretty fine for, like, I don't even know how long.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that again. I am not disappearing on those children again. You understand me? I'm not just up and leaving and letting them not know anything about what's going on.
Oh my god.
I can't tell them I'm robbing a bank. What kind of example am I setting for them?
A good one. A perfect one.
Oh. She whacks. No, I'm not setting that sort of example.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh no. Hey, dude.
That sounds like a trad idea.
No, it's a trad idea. What if Minion watches the kids? What if these two adults go rob a bank?
Oh my gosh.
Because I think,
You want
yeah.
to persuade you with advantage because Nanny
Okay.
does, for some reason, trust Minion
Good.
more than ULTRABRAIN. They seem less offensive.
I think, yeah, Minion would do many things to protect that smile, that wicked smile on ULTRABRAIN's face. Minion, like, leans sort of like around across, Persuasion is charisma. Um, and Minion says, if, I mean, we kind of planned for two people. If, if you're worried about the kids, I could watch them for the night.
Give me just a second.
Yeah. That's a 16. This is when they get good rolls.
Sorry, I heard a knocking on my door. It was just my dog.
Rapping at the chamber door. It's just the dog and nothing more.
Just my boy.
Your lost love, Lenore.
My Bobby. My Bobby.
Bubby.
Anyway, we were, what were you doing?
Rolling with advantage to convince Nanny to let Minion watch the kids for the night while ULTRABRAIN and Nanny go and rob a bank.
Oh my god, okay.
That's a 16.
So she looks between Minion and ULTRABRAIN, and again she's chewing on her lip and she's just tilting her head from side to side. Her eyes are closed. She's just like, oh, and you can kind of hear her muttering under her breath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is just an awful example. This is a terrible idea. You should not be doing this. We don't rob banks. This is not. If this gets back to the kids, this is gonna be an awful example. And she just kind of walks backwards and forwards on the wall because she just.
ULTRABRAIN's smile is like a mile wide. Like, yes.
I love what ULTRABRAIN is doing here so much.
And I think Nanny, I like it's a 16 is a pretty good, but I think also like that night that they all reunited, I think Nanny would remember that like Minion was pretty good with the kids, and I would imagine like because
Lonnie
like
was attached to
yeah,
Minion.
Lonnie was attached to Minion, and like quite several times. Like if Lonnie wanted up, Minion would have picked her up and putzed her around, which is probably something that Lonnie doesn't get a lot because she's a Loxodon baby and she's really heavy. Minion's just like totes her around, and she gets to be up higher, not much higher. But yeah, Minion seemed pretty good with the kids, and talked with the tiefling pretty well, and I forgot his name, but
Idrissi.
yeah, Idrissi was pretty like it was like respectful and nice to them, and that it would be really hard for Foggy to bite through Minion's armor. Like I probably won't get too hurt if anything goes wrong. Minion was genuinely good with the kids.
Yeah. No, I mean, with that 16,
Yeah.
you definitely do get it, but, like, she's just like, she just turns around on her heel and says, alright, okay. So, Minion, you said you're okay to watch the kids. However, and she snaps one of her fingers and says, I have a few conditions of my own. First of all, she holds up one of her little bubbly hands, I do not want the kids finding out about this. You understand me? If they ask where I am, do not tell them I'm at a bank. Don't tell them I'm doing anything morally questionable. You understand?
Yes. Yes. Minion, crosses, gosh. I was gonna say, Minions, like, crosses the front of their armor and says cross their heart and hope to die. Like, cross my heart and hope to die, but then that probably would not be in good taste. Minion probably just says, yeah, I swear on it. I will do my best. I won't tell them, and I will do my best not to let them figure it out.
Nanny stands there with her eyes narrowed at you, and you could tell she kind of wants to push more for like a definite promise or maybe even like a pinky promise, but she does just like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm not gonna ask you for a definite because children are children, and if they want to know something, they're gonna know something. But if you do your best, you promise me you do your best to keep this under wraps and don't let try not to let them find out. And I do mean try your hardest. I will find out if you don't try your hardest. Um, but if you watch them and if you watch them, make sure you don't figure out that I'm doing this, then, well, she seems incredibly beaten down and begrudging about this. She walks over to ULTRABRAIN and just holds out a hand to shake. She says, as much as I hate to say this, and I really, really do hate to say this, cut yourself a deal.
ULTRABRAIN grabs it and shakes, just like, wonderful, excellent, perfect,
ULTRABRAIN, the hand you
amazing.
just reached out for is in fact the strudel hand. You still have a strudel in your hand now.
ULTRABRAIN looks down and looks up. He's like, "Oh, you are terrible." Um,
I just want something quickly.
yeah. Okay. Um, yeah.
It's a 6 on deception. She
6 on
is
deception.
trying to play it incredibly cool and she gives you a wide-eyed look and like a I don't know what on earth you're talking about. But you've seen that look in the mirror before when you're trying to play innocent and when
Uh huh.
Minion's trying to play innocent. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, she knows what she's fucking doing. You just
Yeah.
see the corners of her twitch a little bit.
um, ULTRABRAIN just like squeezes their bestrudel hands together tighter and gives it like a very, very firm handshake.
I just imagine it's like squelch.
Not like the squelch was when they grabbed it. This is like extra emphasis.
Like a shake, shake kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Gosh.
Okay. I do not know what your time is looking like, but I straight up have this like mini dungeon ready to go.
Oh my god.
Because it was supposed to be for the FPS with Contra, but Contra ended up just killing ULTRABRAIN twice. Knocking him out twice, and they never got to the bank. Because ULTRABRAIN
Okay.
is terrible at convincing any like children to do anything, apparently, without leverage. Um.
Um. Okay, I've got to just check something very quickly because there
Yes.
was something I may need to do in either an hour or two. I'm just gonna check my timetable.
Mhm.
Uh, um,
If we need to, if this turns into like a 2-part mini
yeah,
game, that's
I
fine.
mean,
Cause
I might have to poke you back for a two-parter then.
and I feel like that would be fun because then we could do both ULTRABRAIN and Nanny doing a crime, and
Mm.
Minion trying to wrangle the children.
Okay,
Um
fantastic.
and
Yes, I
gosh,
partially agree.
if we grab Brocken, just
Oh god, oh message magic. Oh my gosh.
I feel like that would be really fun.
It's just good. Trad, this whole game was fantastic, and for a closing scene, I just feel like the camera appears inside of the dome, and through the panelled glass, you just see the handshake in one of the panes, Minion leaning up against it as a dark shape, just
Mhm.
standing to the side, and then the camera focuses back on the backdrop over from Moortown with a small little boathouse next to a river, just barely seenable in the background,
Mhm.
and the sun um, in its afternoon jaunt just slowly starting to set. Um,
Perfect.
yes, but okay, I guess Nanny's doing crime now. I didn't
Nanny's
expect
doing crime.
I did not expect you to. I mean, I suspected you would, but I did not expect her to just do this. But then you brought up the kids thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
ULTRABRAIN knows how to
Trad.
press buttons.
He knows. They're good at that. They're very good at that.
'Cause he's made a career out of pushing buttons.
The whole thing. Anyhow, I think we can end recording here.
Yeah. And
It's fantastic. I loved it so
Go.
much. Thank you.
thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for doing this with me. Gosh, we've spawned at least 3 FPSs out of this now.
I mean, yeah, at least one other. Yeah, two. Just gosh. All right. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to this, it went fantastic.
Went beautifully. Thank you for playing with me, Trad. You're a wonderful, wonderful bear.
You're a delight,
And
you.
despite the initial cursing of this video, I think they just knew it was gonna be too good.
It was gonna be
It's
too good. It was gonna be
too
too
good
good
to
to be
handle it.
true. So,
Yeah.
yes. So, y'all listening, I hope you take care. Remember to drink water, get up and stretch. And James Baxter, if you're listening, I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I don't know who that is, but I shake your hand.
Goodbye.
Anyhow, goodbye everyone. Thank you for listening.
Boop.